I'll be speaking on Melchizedek. Melchizedek. Now, Melchizedek is the king of Salem, and Jesus referred to himself as the Prince of Peace. Please note that Salem means peace. So Melchizedek is the king of Salem, meaning Melchizedek is the king of peace. And Jesus in the Bible referred to himself as the Prince of Peace. Now, what's the relationship between a king and a priest? And a prince? A prince is the male, child of a king. Now, if Jesus is the Prince of Peace, which means the Prince of Salem, and God and Melchizedek is the king of Salem, it will mean that Melchizedek is God. This shows that Melchizedek, king of Salem, was a representation of God. So when Abraham paid his tithe to Melchizedek, it also shows that he paid his tithe to God. So Abraham in the Bible paying his tithe to Melchizedek is a symbolism of him paying his tithes to God, because Melchizedek symbolizes God. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now let's take it again. Melchizedek is the king of Salem, and Jesus is the Prince of Peace. Salem means peace. Am I right? So if Jesus is the Prince of Peace, it means that Jesus is the Prince of Salem. And Melchizedek is the king of Salem. So that means Melchizedek is God. So in the book of Genesis, when Abraham paid his tithe to Melchizedek, the mystery behind that action is that Abraham is paying his tithe to God. So when you give your money to ministers of God, you are giving it to God. God will not come in his natural, in his real state and just come, because you cannot even withstand his presence. So he will use people that can represent him. So that Melchizedek is a representation of God. So how God receives your gift is by leading you to his people. So when you give what you have to his people, you are giving to him. I hope you get it. God bless you. Let's look at the book of Genesis chapter 14. Genesis chapter 14 from verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abraham of the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thy enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all. That's Abraham. After he received the blessing from Melchizedek, then he gave him the tithes of all. Not the tithe of a part of what he has, but he gave the tithe of all. So when you give to the people of God, the ministers of God, you are giving to God. I pray the Lord will help us in the name of Jesus.